Hi.
Hi. Good morning, Nancy Jean.
Good morning, Scott.
Morning, all lovely people that are hanging out with us today,
Mhm.
enjoying your coffee
Yep.
or whatever you like, cereal.
Boiled eggs. All the fun stuff in life is first thing in the morning.
Yeah, my coffee. Hola. Hi, Kathy D. And Karen. Kathy D's up early. What is it? 7:30 there or 8:30?
Where is she? Which time zone?
She's near Vegas area.
She could be California time then. Yeah, it's 2 hours difference.
Go back to sleep. That's too early. Hey, good morning, Kevin. Fresh cup of coffee and donut. Sweet. I like it. Sweet darling, it's 7:30 there. Carol's having an omelet and diced tomato. Mmm.
Mm.
Daddy loves an omelet. Morning, Nancy. Oh, Debo, wet in UK. It's cold here in Wisconsin. Rondell, 12:40 a.m. in Australia. Blessings to you.
Or he's a night owl. He loves it.
What's going on in the news, Nancy?
Actually, I've been very lazy and not looking. The big news I caught sight of is apparently King Charles is being coronated on Prince Archie's birthday. And he was going to make an announcement about Prince Archie, and now it's been pulled from the agenda. Prince Archie is Harry's oldest son.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they
Oh,
can get their shorts in a knot in England about the weirdest stuff. I got
you
no
know.
offense, Deb, but lady
Yeah.
from England.
Good morning, Gerald. Yeah, that's quite a scandal.
I mean, the other headline was that Camilla's son says he never thinks of her as the Queen of England. Well, if your mother was your mother for all your life, that might be a difficult change. Oh, the big news in Texas is the Senate last night voted that several years ago, once computerized systems were in all the polling places, Texas set up a thing so on election day, if it was a legitimate polling place, you could go vote there. Didn't have to be your polling place. Well, they just changed it back so that people have to go to their own home polling place to vote on election day. And if you've never voted in Texas, let me tell you, they move those suckers around all the time. So that just pushes people to go vote early, because then you can vote in any one of a number of. I think we had 20. No, we had 36 early voting places last time. So if you're in Texas, be warned, you
Yeah,
cannot walk into the place that's close to where you work and vote on election day.
it's nuts what the Republicans are trying to do. Get rid of polling places. Get rid of polling places at colleges
Mm-hmm.
to not make it easier for college kids to vote because they know they'll be hosed.
Mm-hmm.
How long will MTG be in the Homeland Security Committee?
I
I
don't
don't.
know, but our own chairman, who's a Republican, threw her out last week for calling the guy a liar.
Right, Carol. That's what I was kind of referencing behind the scenes about Cleta Mitchell's speech.
Mm-hmm.
How they need to move forward to stop Democrats from winning.
Mm-hmm.
It's all talk and how they could try to move forward. But yeah, they're stating the obvious out in the open. Don't make it harder for black folks to vote. Make it harder for college kids to vote, and then
Mm-hmm.
and gerrymander the maps, and they can win.
Mm-hmm.
Is McCarthy scared of MTG? Who wouldn't be scared of MTG?
Yeah, that woman does CrossFit. Are you kidding?
She's a scary one. Uh, what's Gary saying here? Democrats are now supporting Biden, but they sure are supporting the former guy. I
don't understand that
don't
statement.
understand that either,
I think
but
you need to rethink that one.
it's all weird. Like half the Democrats would like to see some new blood in there, but if Biden's
Yeah, apparently
comes out of it, they'll vote for him.
they can't convince Feinstein to resign completely.
That's another one I'd like to look at again. What the heck is she going to do? This is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not having sleep issues.
My daughter's having incredible sleep issues and has for the last month or so. And I kept telling her, maybe when we get past these eclipses, but she told me didn't sleep well last night. So I know a lot of people are having two kinds of sleep issues. Either they can't wake up, which they sleep in and nap through the day, or they can't sleep at night. And it's got something to do with the power switch. And I hate to tell you this, baby, but this may keep on with you till the middle of May. And then the planets settle down.
Okay, summer. Yeah. God, I forgot the term, but there's a huge energy mass coming into the atmosphere here.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly like today.
Oh.
So that could affect. It's not like a solar flare or anything like that.
Is it a photonic wave? We're getting stuff from that we used to be protected by a cloud that was around us, and we don't have it right now, and we won't have it for the next 2,000 years. These are the photonic energies that they claim are actually changing our own DNA.
But it just started. It shouldn't have affected a month ago.
Well, nothing comes in bang one day,
Yeah.
So
the energy supposedly could affect electronics, communications, and whatnot.
Well, good. Then we better talk fast, Scott.
All right, let's look at Dianne. Is she gonna step down on her own, do the right thing, or is she gonna hang on and cause chaos?
I'm just going to ask if she's going to resign. I'm not going to put the other parameters on it.
Well, if she doesn't, it's going to be chaos.
Mm-hmm.
With two Dems out for quite a while, her and
Fetterman, he's back.
Fetterman was recovering. Then Mitch was out, so it kind of made it equal, but you can't get anything done without the people there.
Oh, nothing's the equal of Mitch.
Yeah, back and forth.
I got she's going to resign. I got that she's beginning to understand that they can't move forward without her vote. She's very reluctant to do it, though. This is the reluctant ace. This is the one. But she's going to, and they're in the process of working it out with her right now. I don't know if she's trying to, I get a feeling from this card, she's trying to negotiate who gets put in place for her. But I see that it's going to be a younger male.
Well, younger male would, I don't know.
It doesn't look much like Adam Schiff. It certainly doesn't look anything like Katie Porter. And It doesn't look like the Barbara Lee. So he may do what some governors have done before. They put someone in that promises they won't run for the position, so that they're just putting in a completely.
Well, he put in Alex Padilla, and he ran again.
Well, they're supposed to not. I mean, that's.
Honestly, I would put in Adam Schiff and be done with it. He's in a safe.
But that takes a Democrat out of the Congress.
Yeah. Right now, it doesn't matter. The GOP has the lead. They're not doing anything anyway, right? And he's in a safe Dem seat. So, but that's my opinion.
I agree with Aries Girl Tarot. Anyone's younger than 5. That includes me. I'm usually the oldest person in the room. Not in that group.
So yeah, I'm in agreement here. I got the Hierophant, the Institution of the Senate,
Mm-hmm.
the Hermit, and the Wheel of Fortune. They're contemplating the change in the Senate. She is. Four of Cups, Ace of Coins, and Ten of Swords. She doesn't really want to. Contemplating it, her prosperity, where she is. It could be a drastic change here with the seat, with her health.
Mm-hmm.
There's behind the scenes. There's battling. They want to move on to better times. The Six of Swords. There's conflicts, but there is talks behind the scenes with them. Eventually, I think she'll give in. That's what my sense is.
I think she's negotiating to have some say in who goes in the seat.
That's not her say.
I know, but doesn't mean they can't say, I won't sign the paper until you do this. Scott, you have never been in the room where it happens. I've seen people pull crap like this.
I know.
And it was just for like, who's going to be on the planning commission? It wasn't like the Senate.
It's kind of like the GOP Republicans. Oh, if Mitch steps down, we have to put in our guy. You can't do what the Constitution says.
I know.
Okay, part 2. I hadn't thrown on it. What would you thought a younger man? I didn't get any people, man, because I was thinking of her. So
I'm just going to ask if Newsom clearly knows who he's going to do it with.
Yeah, Newsom, Gavin Newsom. I read reports. This is popping my head. I read reports that he promised that he would give it to a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be kind of going back on his thing, what he said publicly if he did anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, thanks, Gary. That just popped in my head too.
Yeah, I got absolutely. He knows who he wants to do it. He spent a lot of time working on it and thinking about it. It's someone that he's worked with and who he trusts. And this is someone leaving and going to a new place. So that's 4 yeses. And the only no's I have is they haven't pulled the trigger to be able to do it yet. And Dianne Feinstein's not finished with it, but.
Well.
But he knows definitely who he wants to do.
Yeah. I have someone of security with Ace of Coins. Someone with strength and knows the law, and it's a male with the King of Cups.
Well, if he
there is another younger person, a Page of Cups, who is very brilliant too with the magician, but with the Five of Coins doesn't have a lot of experience. In the end, here's a middle-aged person with the Knight of Coins that would be replaced. So there's like 3. My 3 rows, I'm getting 3 different people are thought of. But the Adam Schiff type would be number 1, according to my card. According to my cards.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and my personal feeling, not tapping in, it would make more sense to have Adam Schiff because he's been around the block. He's been there, done that. He would definitely win the seat in the interim of 2 years and then running again.
No, it's this. I mean, it's not even 2 years.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I know it ain't 2 years, but it's up to him and whatnot. But it looks like 3 people are in the mind of this happens.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Go back to Mike Flynn. A few people asked about Flynn.
We're going to say this is physically ill, right? Because we all know the other answer.
Yeah, he's definitely went on. Yeah, Adam's young at 62 compared to Feinstein. Okay, Mike Flynn. Mike Flynn.
I get yes and no. What I get is he's been told conventionally that he's ill. This would be him not being capable of doing all of his work, but it's not a long-term illness. It's not chronic. It's not fatal. It's something he can weather. It's kind of slowing down his messaging, thank God. And it's one of the reasons why he's walked away from doing so many events.
He's got dark. Ooh, I do have a tower. Tower usually is severe.
I don't think it's severe illness, but I don't think it's fatal. You're getting fatal.
I gotta decipher what I'm saying. Okay, he does have his abundance is going downward. So I have Ace of Cups, the transition or dark things happening, and then the Three of Coins. It feels like to me that he's on a lot of medications.
Mm-hmm.
His abundance has gone downwards, and he's plucking away at many medications. I don't feel this is when I got the tower, I don't feel this is health related. This is more prosperity related. It's for all the investigations going on. I think that's a lot of worry what's going on with Jack Smith and everything else, because I think he's in the crosshairs. So I got the abundance, Lady Justice, and a tower. That's a lot of work, having the thing to do with mental worry of what's going on. And so I don't sense it's like really bad as far as health. I think it all has to do with his finances and everything, the worry that's going on with the investigations. Because his abundance, his heritage is exhausted. It's burdened. His energy's low. I have two good cards on the outside, but this Ten of Wands overrules these other two in my reads. This is the abundance, this is the burdensome and worries, and then universal energies and power. It's all wiped out by the burdens.
Right.
So I don't really... at first, usually when I see a tower, that means Cancer to me. But when I see the other cards together, it's talking about justice happening to him. The worries of that. Lady Justice is centering the tower and his prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
So I do see a lot of, other, like I said, I don't sense cancer, something serious. It's more like he's taking a lot of meds, kind of feeling for different things, maybe high blood pressure and all these other things.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see that for a lot of people in the justice system happening. We've seen Lindsey Graham crying and looking all out of sorts, so he's probably going through some things too.
Yeah.
Karma's hitting him. That's what I think so too, yeah. Okay. Karen. Okay, I want to switch. Mueller report.
Okay.
I haven't read it again lately, but I did buy as a treasure the book. But I bought two of them by two authors. One was transcribed or something by Mueller himself, and then another one just for treasures. But a long read, but I did read it after it came out. Anyway, does Jack Smith have anything to do with Robert Mueller? Is Mueller retired? Is he helping at all? Robert Mueller. My initial sense of guides say no, but his lieutenants that were involved in the Mueller investigation are helping.
Oh, my thing is they talk to any source they think could help them with the stuff they're looking at. But what I got was the devil is worse. Life is like a board game. So that means it's not a lot of, it's came out of that toxic stew. But then what I got is he talking to him. I've got Perseverance Garden, right side up. Leave It All Behind, right side up. The Hermit, I think they had to talk Mueller into doing a couple of different interviews. And now they have Quick Communication Gardens. So they have access to things that he sensed or people, lieutenants that worked with him about what was going on around that. So I think they may be doing some cross-pollinating of ideas and people.
Yeah. I remember at least one of the guys that worked on the Mueller investigation is in the public corruptions division in D.C. I can't remember his name, but at least one of them. But there's others that went on to help elsewhere. Okay. So I have starting off, I have the Magician, the Empress, and the Star. 3 major arcanas coming out. I believe the Mueller investigation is still in play. It was fruitful. So in this position, Mueller would be the Magician. He brought up many things, and it's still ongoing with the Russia investigation, and it brought much to the fray with the Star. So then I have the 8 of Pentacles, the Moon, and the King of Swords. So the Moon is telling me there are aspects of the Mueller report that are helping Jack Smith. Jack Smith's coming in with the King of Swords. 8 of Pentacles is gaining abilities, working on things. So there are some secrets there, or some kind of darkness that has helped. 2 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Page of Cups. That's new ideas, the prosperity of new ideas. It feels like more the Mueller report was the standard. You know, like they figured it all out through him and different avenues. So some of them, because I don't really see Jack focused on Russia or anything. You know, he's got his own gig, what he's meant to do. But some of those guys in the fray are the old ones.
Right.
Bannon, Flynn, Stone. They're coming back around. In the end, I had the 8 of Swords, 6 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, and 9 of Cups. We got a celebration going on with putting people back in prison.
Moving on. Back in the limelight, getting focused on. Yes.
5 of Pentacles is loss, but it's all going to work out. So in my card throwing senses, I don't see them talking, but there's references, there's things used.
There's people who worked with him because Mueller didn't. I mean, he wrote the report in the end of the day, but he
You're
worked
right.
with a lot of people who are still around.
Yeah, and Valerie mentioned Andrew Weissman. He's technically
Mhm.
not working, there, but he's on every news cycle. I did listen to Cash's video, but I was listening while I was playing around with the boat, so I didn't really remember much of it. Fear of MTG. Oh my God, that woman. I think it feels like Smartmatic's going to settle to Way Darling. If you can find a reasonable price, they'll get paid right away instead of going through the whole trial and whatnot. Kim, cancel cable. Don't miss it. There go. If you can do it. Yep, there you go, Karen. The Four Horsemen. Bannon, Stone, Flynn, Manafort. Okay. Kevin he's scared.
I got Kevin's scared. He's Quick Communication Gardens because she talks to everybody. She's a real bummer and a downer and knows where all the secrets are hidden. She loves conflict. These are all yeses. And then it's sort of, he has this attitude of if he doesn't take care of her, watch what she can do. Because she thinks she's the high priestess. That's a 5. That's a 6.5 card. Yes, yes, yes. Don't get very many of those. Yeah, he's not just a little scared. He's completely freaked out about what she could do and what she knows.
Yeah, there is some kind of so I got 3 of Swords surrounding the Empress, which I'll designate MTG, and then 5 of Pentacles. For some reason, he feels catering to her is better than not.
Mm-hmm.
There's some kind of heartbreak, some kind of chaos going to happen, and loss of funding maybe in the right wing.
It's not just loss of funding.
If
She
he goes
blows the
again,
whistle. She can close him down. He's not speaker anymore.
yeah, there's a fear there. So for now, I got Knight of Wands, Ace of Cups, and Queen of Pentacles. He's better off riding the MTG wave.
Mm-hmm.
There is a fear. I mean, his press conference about the debt ceiling was Looney Tunes, and it was all MAGA. There's no common sense to that man, so he's staying on the side he thinks he's gonna stay in power. If he doesn't keep MAGA happy, he ain't gonna. But the problem is, what about the normal people? The normal ones in the background are saying this is nuts. Yeah. McCarthy might have to go. Okay. Who will say the moderate Republicans will say McCarthy's got to go? I think it's all going to happen when Jack Smith starts indicting. 45 gets indicted, his cronies get indicted, and then we're talking House Republicans getting indicted and senators. Then the fun starts.
Like however many ask for pardons.
Yeah, there's only 6 or 8 that ask for pardons. So, what you don't ask for pardons if you didn't know you didn't do something illegal. Okay, Mark Pomerantz has been required to, or agreed. Bragg agreed to let Pomerantz testify to Jordan with their lawyer. So he's not going to say anything without approval. Basically, he's just going to repeat his book. That's what I would say. So, okay. Pomerantz testifying. How is that going to go? What do the cards say there?
The cards say that the people are going to try to, that are behind him are going to try to force him to support their point of view and protect them. He's not particularly interested in doing that because it's already cost him any chance he ever had to move forward in politics. He's in the middle of a lot of conflict right now about what to do. Then he's going to kind of go, well, watch me work Avenue, see how this goes. And that's the 8 of Pentacles. And then his out card is the 10 of Swords reversed, which means I think he's going to say things he knows will be harmful to Trump without sounding like he knew it would be harmful to Trump. I think he's pissed as hell that he's caught up in all of this and he's had it. And getting rid of Trump's his clearest way to get to anywhere, even though he's sought spiritual guidance and decided not to run.
Who are we talking about?
Mark Pomerantz?
Yeah, he's the lawyer that left, not Bragg.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking about Pompeo.
Ah.
Aha. Well, that was when Mark Pompeo has to talk.
Yeah, Pomerantz is the lawyer that wrote a book.
Okay.
And then left and complained, and now Jim Jordan wants to.
No, he doesn't have to testify. The appeals court said no.
No, they came up with an agreement.
Oh, okay.
Bragg and Jim Jordan came up with an agreement that Pomerantz can testify, but one of Bragg's lawyers is going to be there to say what you can say and not say.
Okay.
Yeah, not Pompeo's history.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you were right on that. Yeah, his 0.2% isn't going to win him the presidency.
Yeah, it's sad times for old white guys when Tim Scott's ahead of them.
Okay, here. So Pomerantz. So yeah, it's basically, I got the star, or first the Hermit, the Hermit star, and then Page of Cups. So it's about, he'll say what he can say. The Hermit saying, okay, I'll do what I have to do. I put myself in this position because I wrote a book and called out everything. Carrie Dunn didn't do that, the other guy. The star, he'll give up what he has to give up. Page of Cups is an offer. Yes, I'll come in. 8. He's got a choice here. He got with 2 of Swords. So Ace of Cups, 10 of Wands, 2 of Swords. So there's that burden of what to say and what not to say.
Right.
There. In the end, I got the High Priestess. He's going to hold back some because I think Bragg wants him to do that. 2 of Pentacles, that's kind of like saying something but not saying something. So yeah, there's going to be some things that they're not going to tell Jordan. It's basically like, I think it's like he'll just say what's in his book. I put out a book with the 9 of Pentacles, so we're going to wish-wash what we're going to say. Just follow my book. And the High Priestess is holding on to sacred. So it's what we expect. He's not going to say anything to interject into the prosecution of 45.
Yeah, that's what I got is they're going to get nothing. This is a no. I said, what's they're going to get out of him? Nothing, 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 and nothing. I got a 5 card, nothing.
Yeah. Pomerantz is a smart guy. He's a lawyer. He should have never did what he did by writing the book and get all pissy. It kind of looks like he's got mud in his face, so he's not going to, he's a smart lawyer. He's not going to do anything dumb, say anything dumb. He put himself in it, and he'll go. Okay. Let's switch gears. That
Oh.
Okay. Will 45 be able to go to Saudi Arabia
Hmm.
in November? I think 45 has not left the country since the presidency. I
Oh,
don't think he's leaving country ever.
I don't think he can leave the country, but
There was a report he wanted to go to the Cannes Festival, wherever that was, a year ago in May. He never went.
hmm
He was looking at getting security and everything. Never left. Remember, he still got Pompeo, and Bolton still got prices on their head from Iran.
hmm
He's got an $80 million tag on their head. The number may be wrong, but Iran is still a little upset that they ordered Soleimani, Pat. I don't know if it's still on, but remember, our government agreed to pay Pompeo's and Bolton's security.
hmm
Thanks to that. Oh, Pompeo doesn't want his wife investigated.
Oh, let's go investigate her. Obviously, we need to.
Okay. 45. Right. And Tiffany's wedding had to come to Mar-a-Lago instead of Europe.
I got that he can't get out.
I've always felt he can't get out.
The secrets are tying him up. It's they've got plans in place no matter which way he moves. This is solving a puzzle to to keep him in check. Is not happy about it, but he knows he can't get out, and that no one has any illusions or delusions about what he'd do if he got out. So,
Yeah. Illusions, delusions.
yep, 7 of Cups.
Knight of Swords.
That's
Knight of Pentacles. Temperance. No, he's going to be indicted before that anyway.
if he gets a strong enough indictment, they seize his passport anyway.
Yeah. Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Swords, Six of Pentacles. He gets indicted before that happens anyway.
They should have just picked up his passport. Wasn't his passport in the drawer with some of those super secret documents? They should have just scooped it up and got you now.
That was the rumor. The rumor had it, what they said, they gave it back. They did take it, but they gave it back. So it's been flagged. 5 of Swords, 9 of Wands, King of Wands. Just pulling the last 3 cards.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So like I said, I did have the 7 of Cups coming out earlier too.
Mm-hmm.
So the delusions. Knight of Coins is slow going. Temperance is staying still. So yeah, he'll be indicted before that anyway. That's what I'm seeing. We seen Manafort got flagged. He couldn't leave the country, so he's got to be on the government's radar yet.
You know the story about when they caught the president of the Confederacy and he was dressed as a woman trying to get away with the Confederate gold? Do you know that story? And there were pictures in the newspaper of him dressed like a woman. That's always kind of how I see Trump trying to get out of the country dressed like a woman.
But try to pull a Putin with a double or something and sneak away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would anyone want to be a 45?
I'm going to reword Summer's question and say, will actions be taken to get these laws removed? I'm not going to say all the laws because they'll never catch all of them. Trust me, they're a daily thing down here.
Oh yeah, you can't file a lawsuit soon enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like the movie Birdcage. Kathy, the ugliest drag queen ever.
Yeah, did you see that whole lineup, or some with AI made all of the Republican leaders, put them in drag? It was
Oh yeah,
ridiculous.
I see that. Yeah.
Steve Bannon was unbelievable. But Steve Bannon is unbelievable.
Evans sentencing laws.
Yes, some of them they're going to catch. There's already some lawyers working on some of them. Probably the ones that have to do with your privacy and stuff, but they're trying desperately right now to cut them off and kill them. But there's just not enough time because of the hangman, and there's just all of the different levels lawsuits have to go through. But are the good thing about this, there is a group of people, and I take this as lawyers and are part of the sword suit, and they're already setting up suits because they can't. Anything that our legislature passes in Texas right now will go into effect September 1 of this year. And we have got to be close. We only have 100. This is the saving grace of living in Texas. Without a special session, our legislature is only sits for 100 days. It's not a full-time thing at all. And so then everything goes into effect September 1st, and that's when everybody can start tearing them apart and going after them.
So I'm getting Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, and Three of Pentacles.
Okay.
That's investigations. That's positive energy, and Three of Pentacles. Gaining abilities, but it's also a card that represents for me for like indictments or filing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's it could be paper lawsuits.
Mm-hmm.
So when they investigate what's right, because I have the Strength card coming in too. That's kind of like the laws. The laws of what's supposed to be. King of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Strength, and the Moon. So to me, it feels like basically what the law is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Federal law. Let's say states do have rights to make up their own laws.
Mm-hmm.
But if our Constitution, federal government sees civil rights being hampered or something, they will come in. So that's what it feels like. It feels like all this drag queen stuff they're trying to do, and that will be fired up upon against that kind of thing. Because like, say Roe v. Wade, thrown back to states. There's nothing the federal government can really do about what Florida and Texas does with their abortion rights. Not right now. There are other groups like Crew. They Citizens for Ethics or whatever. They file a lot of lawsuits. So and that always takes a long time. So yeah, I think it's Kristen Clark is the head of the DOJ at ethics part. I got a Queen of Swords coming in, riding in with these conflicts, the Five of Swords and the Eight of Swords. It's like hampered by some, but gonna be riding in, bringing in lawsuits, be challenged. But things will be righted somehow, some way in the future. The Sun, Queen of Pentacles, and Four of Pentacles. Things will be righted in the future at this when it's possible.
Say goodbye to him, Scott.
Bye. They got a birthday party to go to. Baby shower, sorry. So eventually, but what goes against rights, it's even like the Voting Rights Act. That hasn't been passed yet. Right? Yeah, the Civil Rights Division. Karen. So whatever violates federal law, there'll be, brought lawsuits. But unfortunately, states have the rights on many things to do what they want. And many people are dying because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Big question. Oh, yeah. Debt ceiling. I forgot about that one. Okay. May 5th, lunar event or wheels. Happened with stuff. Okay, Dave. Hunter Biden. So what I heard in the news that investigators are looking at like 3 charges, possible charges on taxes, and one about a gun purchase.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen with Hunter? Feels like he's taking responsibility for what he did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just so crazy when the GOP rails and rails and rails about him.
Mm-hmm.
But Jared and Ivanka can get $640 million while they're working in the federal government. And it's no big deal.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's because who controls the narrative and who screams their stuff out the loudest. What I see is, despite all this stuff, things are settling down for Hunter Biden. He's facing the consequences of what he did. I don't think it's going to be bad for him. I think they're going to look upon it charitably. He's going into a whole new phase of his life. This is the most positive set of cards I've had in years. And he's going to come out of it okay.
Yeah, definitely. Get it over with finally, and he can stop the screaming. Oh, of course, the Republicans screamed Benghazi for 10 years. Okay. So, coming out first, I have the death card, which is that's an ending to a situation.
That's transition, yeah.
6 of Cups, what he did from the past. Queen of Chalices.
Mm-hmm.
Queen of Cups. It's finally coming in an end. Everything is accumulated from the past, and things are going to get better with the Queen of Cups. Next, I have Knight of Wands, positive energy. King of Wands, 3 of Pentacles. It kind of feels like a deal's in the making.
Mm-hmm.
It's positive energy, finishing things. So we got a King of Wands giving him a deal. Moving forward, there's some kind of deceit going on. 5 of Wands, 7 of Swords, and Queen of Pentacles. 5 of Wands. Lack of energy, motivation, some arguments a little bit. 7 of Swords is a deception card. The Queen of Pentacles is telling me he's paid his debts. So there's deception going on about the IRS thing is what I'm feeling there. In the end, 8 of Pentacles, that could be payment. He may owe a little bit more, possibly there. The Lovers, 4 of Cups, and 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords would mean possibly some kind of detention. 4 of Cups. The ending card's saying he might have some repercussions.
Well, in the middle of mine was the 6 of Pentacles, which is money passing back and forth or someone passing something down.
Yeah.
I think that may be what he does to get rid of it, because after that he had like 2 of the best cards in the deck.
Yeah, I did have great cards earlier, But my ending one is kind of weird.
Well,
There could be there's going to be some kind of according to these and kind of what I feel, there's some kind of penalty. It could be financial, it could be probation or home detention kind of feeling. Because according to reports, what I've seen is that he paid his debts, his back taxes and whatnot.
mm-hmm.
If that's not true, he had to pay some more. But he did it to himself with the Eight of Swords. It could be some kind of restrictions from it. He did purchase a gun illegally on his application, so I'm not worried either. It's not a huge deal what I'm seeing here.
And I think he's doing well because he's clearing the books. He's getting
he's clearing the books and everything, and he's going to take responsibility. So it feels minor though.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could be probation or some kind of more fine, and then or maybe home detention for a while. It feels more like a probationary thing. Because I mentioned that before we went on. But to me, you always got to be a little wary of a Eight of Swords coming in the end. To me, that's always some kind of, what do you call it? Justice, some kind of repercussions.
It's usually something you did to yourself, though.
Yeah. I always establish that in my mind. It's like you could see prison time or you're going to be at home detention or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I always kind of look for anyway. Justice is going through the process. So I always got to establish a card that's getting locked up, home detention, whatever. But he's going to have some kind of consequences, I feel, but it doesn't feel major.
Mm-mm.
There was just too many good cards and moving on, ending the cycle to say home detention would be jail for the rest of us. Yes. But it's, like someone else said, it's been going on for 4 or 5 years. If it was really bad, it would have been done a while ago, you'd think. I don't think he'll get locked up either. It feels like a probation from ever getting a gun or something like that. Mm-hmm. Okay, debt ceiling.
Yes.
Central Place No, I think we read on that a long time ago, Laura, about the Republican group buying buildings in the D.C. area. Trying to make it MAGA heaven there, right across from D.C.
But see, they have to keep themselves going, and a lot of their money's going to disappear when Putin falls.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't see it prospering. That's what we've seen when we heard about it. We read on it months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, McCarthy is digging his own grave. He'll be gone in the right time. Morning, Gigi.
Hi, Gigi.
Okay.
The way I'm asking it is, will the Republicans have to will vote for the debt ceiling before they cause a crisis?
Yeah.
Will they be forced to?
Will there be a crisis averted, basically?
Mm-hmm. I get yes and no. It's going to be right up to the wire.
It's the way it always happened, right?
They think they own the show and that they can do whatever they want. They don't care. They don't understand the rules. It's not they don't want to abide by the rules. They don't even know there are any. But these guys, the ones that provide them with money, big business, they do not want this to happen in the most important ways. They do not. So these These are their big donors getting together. And the Wheel of Fortune means they're going to push it up to the very end, but they're not going to get it to go through. They're not going to be able to take off and do what they want to do. I think they're going to get pushed by their big money people to not do this.
That's what Karen just said. The donors are going to pressure them.
Mm-hmm.
The big money people are going to lose money if they don't pass this.
Oh, they're going to get killed worse than anybody else. And we can't stand for too much more of a pressure to be put on the dollar than we already have with the countries that got frightened by how fast we could cut Russia off because of SWIFT. That's how we put in all of those restrictions on them so quickly when they started. Well, there's other countries like China who wants to move around without having any consequences. They're in SWIFT too. We can shut them down in many ways, not as closely as Russia, but go, Scott.
It's just the same old GOP narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's coming in with Kevin McCarthy. He thinks this is a success by railing on the debt ceiling and that money. Oh, we don't have any money. It's all just narrative. That's all they're doing, and they're gonna do it in the end.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have it in the end. King of coins, 10 of coins, Queen of swords. Queen of swords feels like Janet Yellen possibly, but we're gonna have our money. We're gonna be fine with that 10 of coins. It's all just messaging. It's just blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna take charge of the situation, and it's gonna be fine. It's their narrative. So then they said they tried, and then they'll just say, "Oh, we had to cave to Biden woke agenda. We couldn't get anything done." They're just doing this up to the end to have a messaging for their side to scare the crap out of the people and fear. They're not going
to. That's how they control people, is by making them afraid.
Right. So they're not going to be that dumb to let their country go and collapse. It'll ruin their.
I think some of them are that dumb, but I think at the end there's someone who's going to swoop in and said, "No, we're not going to be that dumb."
Yeah, there's it'll hurt their stock portfolio too. Yeah. Hello, words. Good morning, words. They're just crazy. Like the big card that stands out when we read on Jordan getting speaker, the whole thing's going to be a 5 of wands. Bad messaging, bunch of confusion, bunch of crazy. You want to know about MTG again.
Until she's indicted?
Yeah. Is she going to be... Did you happen to catch any clip of her in that?
When she called the guy a liar and they cut her microphone off?
Yeah.
And then her own chairman said, "I need to speak to people." And he spoke to the council of the committee. And they have a thing about how you cannot impugn anyone. While, you're supposed to be polite. It doesn't matter what you really think of them. You're not supposed to say, "I think you're an absolute asshole." And so then he cut her microphone off and she still tried to talk. And he said, "No, you're cut off. That's it. You cannot." And he read her law she'd broken. And she was sitting there like, "Well, I just told him what I think, That's what the rules say you can't do, lady.
This could be on, I guess we're talking about how long. Kevin would never remove her. So how long?
I guess she's going to be removed. She's going to be left outside in the cold. This is, in a traditional deck, this is the couple that's walking through the snow. It's because of evil things they found out she's done.
Truth and victory is coming. Yes, she is being investigated. Part of the coup. The Knight of Swords come in here. Justice is coming. So when justice happens, she's removed. Yep.
That's when it is.
She did some bad things. There's going to be a death or devil coming to her. The Knight of Coins. Yeah, that feels like she was heavily involved with January 6th and whatnot. There's some illegality there. But I got the Knight of Swords, Ace of Swords, and my Six of Pentacles. So yeah, there's money involved. There's investigations upon her. I have a death coming here. Knight of Coins can be an indictment coming in too. But with that Death Devil card coming in, I don't see prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
Since I don't read upside down, I always read the three together. So like if the devil is in the middle, that would cancel out, but in the beginning, so it's kind of like makes me feel like the Ace of Coins would be upside down, meaning no prosperity. This is how I read and interpret. But then I have my Justice coming in. Hermit, it can be a fool's journey too, and then Page of Cups, which means like putting it. That's my link together card.
Mm-hmm.
So justice, seeking within, and then linking everything together. So a little bit of time yet with the Hermit. It feels like not long off. Probably no longer than 3 months. Yeah. It ain't long off. Probably July at the latest.
Mm-hmm.
I think we always kind of felt like July of.
Yeah, July's gonna be a big month.
The House. That's when the representatives start getting hit. It feels like July.
Mm-hmm. I got that things are going on behind the scenes that no one knows that are getting towards her. She's
Definitely.
not going to be able to escape. She's not going to be able to find a comfortable way out. She's going to be basically trapped. And then it's a very hard thing that happens to her. But we say, yay! The Nine of Cups, yay!
Yeah. I mean, I've always seen that woman with handcuffs and dragged out. So I'm going to stick with it. Hope it's right. Senator Whitehouse is it going to take a full Democratic House and Senate to get anything done with Citizens United? Oh, that's right. E. Jean Carroll starts this week too.
Man, those lawyers can't, if they won't have any toes left by the end of this trial, the way they keep shooting themselves in the foot. You heard that, what was it? Tacopino? I'm not sure if that's exactly how you say his name. But
Taco Pants.
Yeah. A taco penis is what.
Yeah.
The Washington, Dateline Washington, she actually said that. She slipped and said that in her anyway, he sent a letter to the judge and said, would you please tell the jurors they can't infer anything from Trump not being here? And when the judge wrote back to him, he said, no, I'm not going to give them an instruction like that. And neither are you. No one's to mention that it's okay for him to not be here. And so they left. If they had left the judge alone, they could have come in and said it when they were talking. But now that nobody can say it in the presence of the jury about his absence. So, future of Citizens United.
More on Senator Whitehouse bringing out the dark money talk.
Mm-hmm.
He's not letting down. Someone can.
He's one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. I ended up sitting next to him at a luncheon
Oh,
in
nice.
that. When he was running the first time, he was not yet a senator. And we are discussing some vagaries of, at the time, the way you could poll people was changing because nobody answered landlines and
Yeah.
all this stuff. So anyway, he and I were discussing that because he had walked to every home that he knew he should in the state of Rhode Island. And then I pointed out to him that Dallas County had more voters than the whole state of Rhode Island. So that would be tricky in this state. And he said, yeah, you got a problem there. But anyway, he was really, really smart. So let's see.
My first three are just telling me he's doing what he can
Mm-hmm.
according to the law. So I have the 4 of coins, Ace of Wands, and my Hierophant card.
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing what he can. His universal energy is a power. 4 of coins, feeling like that's what we can do right now for our government. So he's doing the best he can. But there's no law that's going to be passed until. So the Queen of Cups is like how it should be with the United States. Mm-hmm. Wonderful energy, the mothering energy. 8 of Swords, you're locked in a position where you can't get out. We're in a lost position. People are in the negative because of all this dark money going in.
Mm-hmm.
We're at a standstill. In the end, so it used to be there with the 6 of Cups, but we're in a struggle here with the money deficit between who gets what.
Mm-hmm.
And the Chariot. So it ain't gonna happen. I just don't see it happening until laws can be passed.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good for him. I mean, it's saying he's gonna continue bringing it out. But we're in an impasse where we can't pass anything because of where we are. Until we get all Democrats, it's not going to pass.
Well, what I see is we've been at this stalemate where nobody was going anywhere, but he's finally pushing it because people have begun to understand how outrageous the money's gotten. So right now, he's got the Chariot and he's going to roar home. And they got the Knight of Swords, which is someone just rushing through and slashing everything up. But Scott's right, at the end of the day, until we can get control of the laws and how they're set, we can't do anything. But we can begin to make people really aware of how much big money is out there.
We're honestly going to be in a standstill until you're going to need 2/3 majority to do any changes of the Constitution. In all reality, that's probably not going to happen. All we can do is pass laws at we need to keep bringing this message out like White House is doing. Change one person's mind at a time to get more Democrats. It takes enlightenment. It's going to take enlightenment. It's going to take time. We got to pray for 2024 to move forward, gradually get up there.
The other thing is
passing good voting measures and laws, and then 2028 we can blow them out of the water.
Yeah. Well, even in 2024, when you see states like Michigan that have been so badly run turn completely around when they get complete control, that's where we start to see changes. But the other thing is, and I don't think anybody's asked about this in the chat, do not fall for a third party. Do not fall for the idea we can create a third party. The way things are lined up, and I mean on the most micro level of elections and primaries and stuff, third parties are a way. The fact that whole thing's come up about how there's going to be this third party, I forget what it's called now. What this at
Forward Party?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and your gang Forward Party?
Yeah. What you're going to do is it's like when that's how they beat that's how George Bush ended up being our governor. It's because the guy who ran as well, the Democrats aren't liberal enough, and he ran and he took enough votes away from Gore that Gore didn't win. And that's what third parties do. It's like the Republicans have them too. They have the Libertarians, and except the Libertarians are starting now to join back in with them. So no labels. That's the party. That one's got 70 or $90 million for anyone who wants to run under their banner.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Someone, I seen it. Someone mentioned, "Oh, Trump will pay her off once it starts."
No, he won't, because she's been through all this. I don't think so.
Eugene won't settle. He hasn't went through all this, and her lawyer, the LinkedIn owner, has been funding her lawyer. So there's people getting all riled up about who's funding her lawsuit. Will any more Dems turn Republican? Yeah, that was crazy in North Carolina. That's sad.
What? Oh, yeah. Well,
I watched a video of one guy that was in the in the assembly there, and he's befuddled. He goes, "I've known that woman for 10 years. I have no clue why she switched parties. It makes no sense to me." He goes,
some giant payoff in the future.
Okay, Eugene Carroll suit. Yeah, 45 is making a big mistake if he doesn't show up. Deadline was yesterday for his lawyers to say if he's showing up or not. Yeah, Tacopino's not been doing. Karen thinks she'll settle. I don't see a settle. I think she's in it for a long haul.
Oh, a legislator who switched parties. A woman legislator in North Carolina?
It was North Carolina. I gave him a supermajority.
Yeah, she gave the Republicans a supermajority in that state.
Okay. How's this gonna go? See what the guide say getting into it. Getting rid of all the comments in there. Wipe it clean. Clear the mechanism. Laura thinks she was always a Republican. I don't know. Like I said, I watched this guy, and he said, "I've known her for 10 years, and it makes no sense why she switched." And this is a nice guy, a good Democrat. I can't remember the name, where I seen it, but he said, "I can't believe she did this. It makes no sense. I've known her for years." Well, they're just bringing evidence. If he's not testifying, he doesn't have to be there.
No, but they can play his deposition on a screen.
Correct.
And his lawyers, it's a civil suit. It's not a criminal suit. You don't have
Correct.
Criminal suits where you get a right to face your accusers. So.
Okay, what am I getting here? Oh, the Divine Feminine's got Eugene's back. Yeah, just telling me about the case, basically. So I got the 5 of coins come out first. It's basically nothing to do about money. It's about defamation. It's about doing what's right. The Divine Feminine with the Duchess will go with E.G. Carroll, then her lawyer. They're on a mission. Like I said, it doesn't feel to me like this is about loss of money. It's about doing what's right. The struggles that she went through all the years, hiding the fact that this even happened. She will win. Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, King of Swords. To me, it's feeling like she will win. And it's more about the messaging. Page of Wands, 10 of Wands, and the Hermit. So that getting it out in the open in public court. I'm trying to figure out why 10 of Wands just feels exhaustion to me through the whole process. And the Hermit is spiritual illumination to me. It doesn't feel like obstacles or problems. So this ending shows nothing to do with money. It's more about what's right.
Mm-hmm.
That she's exhausted by the whole process. It wore her mental soul all these years hiding it and what he did and how it affected her. She wants an ending. She wants a death card.
Mm-hmm.
This shows nothing about taking a settlement.
Right.
It feels like more like justice to me and what's right.
Yeah. I see it mentally penned her in. This is mentally stuck away. She really wants to have moments of glory for her legacy to be that you can't get away with this. You can do this to me and other things. And this is Struggles Avenue upside down. And that would be the 5 of Pentacles in a traditional deck. So it means she gets to come out from the cold. She gets to come in from the cold.
Sure.
And she wants truth to be spoken. That's the Ace of Swords. So she really wants truth to be spoken. So I think what I see around the trial is pretty much what I thought I'd see around the trial is, it's going to go forward and he's going to look like a jerk.
I'll pull 3 and get the energy if he's going to even show up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Her lawyer said, well, if you can go to rallies or you can go to Texas, you can surely come to court.
Mm-hmm. You're going to be in New Hampshire that week. That's really close.
And you just shown up to the New York Attorney General's office for a deposition, but you can't come here. Earth Mama says, he's not showing. He can't come now. Okay. Let's see. Wow. What the heck? I got 3 kings.
Whoa.
First 3. King of Wands, King of Cups, King of Swords. What the heck? What else? Ace of Wands, decisions. This makes no sense. Another king comes out. I think I'll go with my last 3. He's not showing up. King of Coins is him, the Sun, and then Ace of Swords, 8 of Swords. That would mean he's not going. But the other ones are like, what? Men. Universal energies, decisions, and then free-spirited. Weird toss. I'm befuddled by this one. But the last 3 show him not showing. What do you think?
I got that he will show up at some point. He won't show up immediately. But when it gets looking so bad and people see what's going on, he's just going to tell his lawyers, I'm going in. And it's his arrogance. That's his 4 of Pentacles. His arrogance that's going to cost him. I think he'll show up at some point in the trial.
Very possible there.
He's going to see himself.
Our law.
He's going to see himself getting blown up bad in the news by that woman. And then when the other 2 women are going to show up, he's going to think he needs to be there to intimidate. He doesn't understand that his fat, short, little red-haired body means nothing to them anymore except to get rid of it. So
Yeah. I could be wrong, but the last I seen, it was he didn't supposedly tell him his intentions, but I think it was left open. Make sure you tell us when you're coming. Kind of.
Well, they have to have extra security at the courthouse and all that crap. I think what bothers him more about going to that trial was what he went by last time he was in New York, and there was a line of 100 people screaming, "New York hates you."
Yeah. Hurt the ego a little bit.
Yeah.
Love and light. Poor 45. Okay. Earth Mama. How's the Supreme Court feel about their current dealings?
I'm going to ask if the Supreme Court cares.
Good one.
That's
Which two women, Brian? Not Fanny and Letitia?
no, there's two women
Oh,
who also were raped by Trump and had at some point reported it or let it be known.
Yeah.
And they've been allowed to testify.
yeah, correct. There's two other women
we're
coming to testify about 45's ways. Yeah.
And he wouldn't have gotten in the same room with Fanny or Letitia, so to get close enough to do anything. So oh, I love this reading.
That's a tough one, Spirits, because it's a big country. You need a specific person.
Okay, what I got.
Yeah, but I'm sure there is. Okay, sorry.
What I got first, if do they care? This is no. They're slow to the message that this could be important. They're a negative on indecision way, which would be the Two of Swords. They don't really care. And they really don't care what it does to the institution they're in. But the outcome of this reading is transition of their place completely and people who want it to become a success. So no, they don't care at all. It doesn't bother them in the least, but the institution's going to pay.
That is strange to be that unhuman and not care about what people think about you.
And not, I mean, if you work your whole life to get to a position like that, and then you basically do a dump on it. I mean,
well, good Lord. I don't know. It's just me because I would feel I care what people, I care what people think about me. They're used to their lies. They feel like they're untouchable. 7 of Swords, Knight of Cups, and 8 of Wands. They feel they're untouchable. I have Justice, Knight of Pentacles, the Moon. It feels like I earned this. It's a privilege to be in the Supreme Court. I can take whatever I want behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have 7 of Pentacles, Judgment, and the Knight of Wands. Judgment upon them. Knight of Wands energy. That's just saying they're looking on the money. The energy around it. Other sources are looking at their money. Judgment upon them. In the end, Ace of Cups, Queen of Wands, 3 of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. They're just worried about the money flow.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond their own, salary they get.
Mm-hmm.
They feel they're untouchable. So Do they care? Not according to this. You know, the four.
Mm-hmm.
Alito. I don't know. Kavanaugh's been voting kind of weird lately. Like he wants to be on the good side of the law.
Like you grew a conscience?
Yeah.
Probably a stubby little one because it's only partially grown. Interesting. Kim C asked, will there ever be term limits for SCOTUS? And that's one of the, besides expanding the court, it's that after you've served a certain amount of time, you go into like a retirement bench and you can come fill in. They become like a backup bench for the court, but you have to leave. And that's a good idea. I don't think anyone should be put in power for life in any job. I don't care if it's a homeowners association.
What is Texas's Supreme Court rule?
They have to go up for vote constantly. So
Wisconsin is every 10 years.
yeah, they're up. They go up for votes constantly. It's only in the federal courts that they have lifetime appointments, and
Sure.
I understand to some extent on the lower courts where they could do that as long as they finally get to a place where people ultimately become accountable or understand they're not there forever. That's why the Republicans started reaching down and trying to find really young people so that they could develop them so they could be there for generations after the power structure left. And they used to occasionally, like the court that ruled on the Brown versus Board of Education, that was really full of a lot of very conservative justices that saw the light. So yeah, somebody just said homeowners associations, neighborhood tyrants. I served on an HOA board on and off for about 20 years. And the first year I was in there, the first amendment I put through was that we could only serve 2 years. Then we had to get off, get fresh eyes looking at the situation, because I walked into a situation where I found out every single person before me had found out a way to make money off the association. And we changed it. So
I just threw some cards that if the rules for the Supreme Court are ever going to change, the investigations into them are going to help.
mm-hmm.
The dark money and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing to light what actually happened behind the scenes, everything,
Mm-hmm.
the money and how people got in, and even looking at Kavanaugh and how he got in, that this Texas judge that did the misoprostone first thing,
Mm-hmm.
all the revelations coming out about him,
Mm-hmm.
how he lied about money and, to get a seat.
Mm-hmm.
So
he lied about legal opinions.
Yeah, the legal opinion, and then he supposedly had 25 million in stock of a company he's does work for, whatever.
Uh-huh.
So the investigations they're worried about what's going on. They're trying, like you see with Thomas and his crazy comebacks. Oh, this, that, and the other thing. I didn't know. They are worried about the investigations into their money and whatnot. The Seven of Swords, Six of Swords, and Ace of Wands. The lies will decrease. There is going to be accountability.
Mm-hmm.
There's some kind of accountability to the full extent of law. And then once we have a unified government, things will change.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, when we get 60% Democrats, things will change. That's when things will change to the better and fair. Power forward Democrats. I don't see it. I don't see that. Guides have never told me that expand the court or be able to, to 13 or 12 or whatever they say. Currently, we just need justice, right?
Mm-hmm.
We need these certain ones held accountable. It's supposed to be for rich white man. It's really well. I know it is so old, but it takes 2/3 to change the Constitution. Times have changed, and there will be a day. Yes.
The one they really need to change is the Electoral College. They get rid of that, then.
Yes. It's like, you got baseball and basketball games. Whoever has the highest score wins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not going back to the people in the seats that say, oh no, LeBron James had a better game than such and such, so he should win.
Mm-hmm.
That is a crazy. Oh, 1:30. Yeah, there's so many questions, a few questions we didn't get to, but we should be on with our day. Let everyone else do what they want. Bring a power card in, Nancy Jean.
Okay.
Bring some inspiration to us.
Okay. Let's see.
Goes the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment needs to be.
Well, the Second Amendment, now people are terrified to pull their card in the wrong driveway. And
that needs to be reestablished so no one can.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, when
muskets, the AR-15s.
When the Obama's people came down here, they said, "Oh, we're going to phone out and poll all the people because it's too hard to walk Texas." Mind you, I've been running walking campaigns since forever, but they tried about 4 hours of calling and realized how bad their call lists were. So they came and they talked to us and they said to my partner and I and said, "How fast can you get some maps for walking?" And when we were discussing it with them, we said, "Well, you always send your walkers out in pairs of 2." And they went, "No, you could do twice as much if you did another way." I said, "Do you have castle laws in Illinois?" These people are from Illinois. And I knew at the time in Illinois they did not. And they said, "No." And I said, "Well, that means if someone takes exception to you standing on the porch, they can shoot you." And they went, "What?" And I said, "Yeah." And so then they agreed with us that people should walk in pairs. We walked all of Dallas County. We canvassed over 350,000 doors, but we did it that way. Anyway, okay. Everybody needs to gather up and say, "My high vibes will heal the world."
Sweet.
So, yeah, I'd like to see ill happen to some of these people. But you just kind of have to let that go. I mean, the less you dwell in that, the less they can dwell on it. So
Done, Nancy?
yeah, well, let me look at something real quickly and then we'll see. I get off my soapbox. This is what your high vibes can do. And this is what I thought I was going to say. You are an incredible healer. The steps you are taking towards positivity and mastery aren't just healing you, they're healing the world. We are in one world. We're all sharing vibrations. Just by being kind and loving towards yourself, you're living to a higher purpose. This card's message is taking care of yourself is taking care of the world. And my inner healing will help heal humanity. So you don't have to pray to heal everybody. Just pray to find the most peace you can in yourself. And that'll help bring peace to the world.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's tough enough to get your own personal spirits aligned. So do that first. We can always send love and light and prayers to Ukraine and whatnot, but make sure you don't forget yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You need your own personal spirit and soul and in positive energy.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're going to be If you're sending all out your goodness to other people, then you're going to be achy yourself. You're taking on too much. You want your own personal space and power. So, that being said, first card I have is Seven of Gabriel. It's about standing for your own truth.
Mm-hmm.
Having if your own truth is being MAGA, then you kind of want to change your direction. Because the next one is Knight of Cups.
Right.
There's so much to accomplish. Make
Thanks,
a plan. Make a plan and being watched over. So that's all about being devoted, funny, trustworthy.
Mm-hmm. So
stand up for what you believe in and have confidence and be someone that's kind. Bless you, Monica. And then I have the Chariot. It's all about standing in your power, taking action. Acknowledgement of success by others. It's just this talking about being knowing who to trust, who inspires you, and be those people. That's what this feels like I'm sensing here. It's like, what's his name from the guy who's going through cancer in the house from the East Coast? Jamie Raskin. Yeah. It's like inspired to be a Jamie Raskin. Inspired to be a, just see those attributes of these good people and then revel in that.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you feel inspired, rather than, I know a lot of us would not look at 45's clips and, that kind of stuff and hear MTG scream. Check out the clips of the good guys and revel in that. And if you want to check out the crazy, just take it in and then go, oh my God, and send it away. Because, it's everything's about power and self. That's what we want. Love for others, but power and self. If you bring in the negative, you're going to breed the negative. So, that's what it's all feeling to me about. The Chariot really amplified that. The Knight of Cups is love from above. It's standing in your power, your personal power. Thank you, Evelyn. Compassion for others. It's like being a healer. If you're too much of a healer and you don't take time for yourself, your energy goes elsewhere. Your energy gets strained.
Yeah. I always view the Chariot that you had there. The Chariot has a horse on the right and a horse on the left. Each of us that's really kind of a view of our own bodies. We have a giving side and a receiving side. If you're right-handed, your giving is your right hand. If you're left-handed, your giving is your left hand. But we each have a right and left side. And if you give all day and you never get anything back, you get out of balance and your Chariot's just going to go in a circle. If you don't give much, but you take all the time, you're going to end up doing the same thing. What you have to do is you have to have a balance of your right and your left side. And the Chariot also means to move forward, you have to be balanced inside yourself. And when we strain ourselves by worrying too much about what the other guy is going to do, all we can do is what we can do. And that's, remember, your thoughts are how you live in the world. So
beautiful. I like that, Nancy Jane.
Yeah, well, if you ever get read by me and the Chariot comes up, you'll hear that.
That makes sense with the double horse. You got the reins, but if one horse is off kilter.
Oh yeah. I don't know how many of you poor souls were stuck studying Latin like I was for 4 years, but we used to study also about the chariots and how they functioned. And they worked really hard to get those horses to be completely balanced, because if they weren't, if one horse was stronger than the other, they were not steerable. So If you want to steer your life, that's what you got to do.
That's right, Earth Mama. Those Democrats are knowledgeable. They know the rules. They know the laws.
And they know the right words to use.
Yes.
Unlike readers, when we get lost in the questions and we can't find the words. And we all do that. Thank you, Linda.
Aw, Linda, bless you. Quick. Did Clarence Thomas family get special gifts from Crow and his brother?
Oh, it's not just Crow and his brothers. When those politicians at that level give you money, and I have actually received the checks for city council members, every sperm that grew up to become a real person ends up giving you money that has that name. It's just unreal. You don't pick up one check or two checks. You pick up 25 at the max of what they can give.
Yeah.
So that's their way around it. It's
Ginny, who has nothing to offer, has been getting tons of money.
Well, Robert's wife has been placing
Robert's wife
lawyers into law firms that go before the Supreme Court. And he said it's what she does for a living. She's a lawyer too, but she's a recruiter. And
a lawyer recruiter, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's all over the place, guys. You majored in Latin, Carolyn, then you're a surprising human being, because that was the one class that I had to cry and beg, and my parents still didn't let me out of it. Let me out of physics, didn't let me out of Latin. Thank you, Linda Reeves.
Yeah. Thank you for showing up, Linda. You're always a beautiful supporter. We actually wish you best in life. And I know you said you got a new job or something. I hope it's going well.
Yeah, we love, we watch what you guys say in the chat, and we hear stories. And yesterday I got to talk to a lady who I read 4 months ago, and she showed up in my garden class because she joined it, even though she doesn't have a garden, which is kind of odd. But anyway, she showed up, and we were just taking questions for each other, since as a reader, I can't read for myself. But we were asking, and she said we'd read something for her 4 years ago in a chat situation like this where I was taking questions. And she said, "You're the closest to what really happened, so I'm back." So it's going to be crazy. Actually, the mid-May is going to be the culmination of a lot of this planetary movement. And then it's going to wane off through June. And the summer's going to be wrapping up what all this energy has been stirring up. It's like we bring the stew to a boil, then we let it simmer till it's really good.
So what was that? What brings in the summer? Energy or speed?
Well, all these planets that have been shifting. Jupiter goes into Taurus, and which is really exciting if you're a Taurus like I am. But Jupiter goes into Taurus, and all these other things have really been womp, womp, womp hitting us. And when big planets change, even if we like to say it's imperceptible to us, it's perceptible, because you have a major shift on how things are happening. And Jupiter moving in there expands everything we have. So if you have a good sense of self, and if you have a good sense of where you want to be and where you want to go, and a good sense of your own personal ethics, and Jupiter moves in on top of you, that's what's going to explode and move forward. So I'm really hopeful for that. But we have a couple of eclipses. We have another eclipse coming up on the 5th of April. And then we don't have eclipses
5th of May?
May, 5th of May. And then we don't have eclipses till October. But the one in October, you may be able to see it as a partial eclipse where you are, Scott. It's actually going to be a full-on total eclipse over Dallas. And it's moving. We have one in October. Then we have another one coming next spring, and they actually cross in Texas. The two paths of the eclipses cross, and that's supposed to be a big deal. But what's happening is we have all this planetary movement, and like you said, we're getting bombed by photons, subatomic particles from far outer space that are hitting us right now, and they will drain away, and then by the middle of May, it seems calmer. or there's just not stuff happening every 30 seconds. And what all I can tell you is I turned the TV off for a couple days and did some stuff I needed to really do. And when I turned the TV on, they were still in chaos. So I'm going to wait until they're not.
Yeah. I mean, I get a few glimpses of the astrology stuff and
Mhm.
movement, but I know it's all connected, but I kind of shown like after Mother's Day,
Mhm.
it feels like you said, up
Right.
till October, it's like a chariot.
Mhm.
Show me the card, the chariot.
Mhm.
Things get smooth and ride forward. It feels good. The summer feels really good as far as positive energy and getting what you want.
Mhm.
And that, and May 14th is when my birthday is when that all starts. Mother's Day.
Yeah, see, I'm May 2nd, so I get um I'm getting bombed by a couple of big planets. So I always tell my astrologer, Dorothy Morgan, can you pedal faster and make these stars move quicker? Because this is a real pain. And she says, that's what you go through, change, change, change.
Hmm. I think we read on that before, spirits. You asked that. That was years ago. That his son did that,
Oh, really?
and it got washed away. Didn't really make big news. Got him a
Work release or something?
sweetheart deal. Doesn't feel like justice is going to happen there. Anyway, we better let
No,
you go.
we can't fix them all. We can't, the only thing you can fix is, okay, it's view globally, but live locally, you know, live your life where you are. And if you really want to make a change in your local politics because that's where things feed out from.
2 May birthdays. We need a celebration. We're
Yeah,
gonna have we gonna have cake one of these Sundays.
we'll have cake. We'll throw it at our cameras. Yeah.
3D mode.
You don't want to come down here. By the time my birthday comes, I think we're going to be in the hotter than hell 100 again.
I'd like
It's going to
I'd
be in
like
the
to get in
50s today.
60.
Yeah, well, if you come
We've
down
had
here, you might
three
feel.
good days. 3 good
Mm-hmm,
days I wore shorts. It got up near 80, 70,
mm-hmm.
75, and then it went. We got 6 inches of snow last week. We're in the 30s right now. Where's spring?
I know. I was reading with Kelly from Ontario and Dozen Cats, and she said they had a day it got up to 82. She couldn't believe it. She sat outside, caught sun and rays, and 2 days later it was -0, a -1.
I know.
She,
Isn't that nuts?
we
Yeah.
don't we swing, but our swings are if it gets to -0, and I've been here when it's 1 degree below zero, um, we're going nowhere. And you just pray that the power structure stays up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, if
Well,
somebody from Texas just
I
said
guess
8,
here
12.
I guess we're like 2 weeks, maybe 50 at a
Mm-hmm.
high for 2 weeks yet. It's pretty chilly. Around
Yes.
freezing at night and then 50 during the day.
Well, we're all gonna make it. Okay, what is?
Yeah, we'll make it.
Yeah, let me look at something real quickly.
Thanks, Diana. Bless you. We enjoy you even showing up.
Yeah, next Sunday, Scott, you and I have to have a birthday party because that's 2 days before my birthday.
All right, we can do that.
May birthdays.
May birthdays. Oh, Christine, -1 Celsius in Canada too. Typical spring. Yeah, it's colder. Ugh.
I remember being in Canada in the spring and having a birthday cake freeze in the trunk of my car.
Yeah, I remember. I remember when I was farming it. This fluctuation of weather was
That's rough.
really hard in the calves.
Mm-hmm.
Calves would be sick all the time. We, we would lose quite a few. It was hard. Cows can usually handle it, but the young ones,
Mm-mm.
Young ones like stable environments. So, yeah, we're going to get going. Bless you all. Thank you, Nancy. It's
Okay,
a
bye-bye.
pleasure as always.